I'm willing to bet that August is going to be my best reading month of the year. Hey everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be all about the books that I'm hoping to read during the month of August. August will be the beginning of a change for the rest of my reading year. I feel like for the first half-ish, a little bit more, of the year, I've been really focusing on decluttering my bookcases, trying to get them to a point where I'm happier, and just, going through it. And I feel like I've been going through it because sometimes, not always, the books that you haven't read after 5+ years is because you have a feeling deep down you're not necessarily going to love them. Some were exceptions. I have found some all-time favorites now that were left on there for too long. But I want to still do this because I'm still doing my Read It on Haul It, which, like, the ridiculous jar containing almost 500 books that are unread on my shelf. It's still going to be happening. I'm still doing it for a vlog every month throughout the year. So no worries, I'm going to keep going, but just a little less because I've been doing it a little too much and I feel like I haven't been finding a lot of favorites. So that's going to be the plan for the rest of the year. We're getting it together. You're going to be really excited about some of the videos I'm also coming up with. I have a book haul, but I've been reorganizing my bookcases. That was part 1. I have part 2 to do. So like that's all coming up this month. It's going to be a really good month, but trying to find favorites is definitely key. The part that's going to help me with that, first off, Elena Ferrante. I really loved My Brilliant Friend, or I should say Neapolitan series by her. So I picked up in my last book haul more books by her, and I want to pick one. I don't know which one yet.
Actually, I do. We decided on Patreon to read A Days of Abandonment, so if you want to pick it up with us, feel free to do that.
But I will be reading one. This one was made into a movie. I've heard great things about this one. So we'll see, but something else by her, because I think the book that I read by her, which was the story of The Lost Child, the last book in that series that I love by her, is probably my favorite book of the year so far. And I think that one thing that is really important that I don't mention enough is that her writing is just amazing. Amazing. I feel like it's the best written book I've read this year. And like, I'm not necessarily someone that is super focused on the prose or the quality of the writing. I read for my enjoyment majority of the time, but this is just something else. So I want to see if it was just that series that spoke to me or if it's just her in general. I'm hoping that's the reason. So I bought 3 of her books last book haul, so I'm going to want to read one. I should probably make this a rule that I have to like read one book right away of all the books that I bought the previous month. Technically, it was only my 2nd book haul of the year, but like if I start doing them consistently, which I think I will, I think I should make it a challenge. Maybe next year. Speaking of which, I think I really want to read this one too. I feel like that could be nice. First off, I mean the cover. I'm the crazy cat lady. I have 3 cats. I love them to bits. I've shoved them in your face constantly. And I mean, you were there when they were born, okay? Like, hopefully a lot of you are also very invested in them. But this cover spoke to me and it was recommended a ton by a lot of you. And as always, whenever I say that, that's when people tell me, oh, you're gonna hate this, which happened during the last book haul. I don't believe you. I'm choosing to disbelieve you, but I do know that this author in general tends to write the same humor in every book. And I've read like 4 of his books by now. 2 of them I've really enjoyed, 2 of them less so. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, but in this one you're following someone that is learning to become a supervillain. He's narrating his uncle supervillain business. And I don't know what the cat has to do with it, but I'm gonna find out. I'm definitely gonna find out. Speaking of trying to find favorites, okay. One of my missions for this year is to finish series. It was not a challenge for me this year. It was for the last 2 years, and it was necessary. It was necessary. I thought we were over this. I thought I was finally back to finishing them, catching up, or giving up on series, but apparently I need to threat the pressure of everyone knowing that I'm supposed to be doing that. So I'm going to try to do this every month. I'm not going to make it official. Like, I would like to finish a couple more before the end of the year, but some of the ones that I'm hoping to. First off, actually, I haven't started it right now as I'm filming this, but I will have before the end of the month. So I will have to finish this, which is Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson. This is the 3rd book in the Stormlight Archive series, and I adore this series so far. It's just epic adult fantasy 10-book series, although it's technically 2 5-book, so you don't have to worry. The next one is supposed to come out before the end of the year, so I can, binge read them. I just haven't because for some reason I wasn't into fantasy for the last 2 years. I don't know why, it just happened. It was weird because it's usually my main genre or one of my main genre, and it wasn't, and we're back. So this is gonna be the first one. It's 1,200 pages, so maybe that's going to take me a big chunk of the month. And I will be doing a part 2. I'm currently doing a finishing series reading vlog. I'm going to do part 2 next month because first off, this one is not going to be done, but also I would like to, keep going. So I have 2 options for the next one. This would be fun too. This is Beneath the Keep by Erica Johnson. This is part of the Tearling series. You might have seen Queen of Tearling. This used to be quite popular. It's an adult fantasy trilogy, and this is technically a prequel. And I was not going to read it because my library didn't have it, and I don't love reading prequel that much. But then I saw it at the used bookstore, so like, this is a sign. And I didn't realize it was going to be actually a proper size novel. So I'm going to be reading this maybe in August. Might be the one I choose, but also I would really like to continue the Wheel of Time series. This is The Great Hunt, which is book 2. I read book 1 a little while ago, and I started this one. I still have the bookmark. I'm like 50 pages into it. Yeah, 52 pages. And I just started not feeling like reading fantasy. That's basically when it happened. I would like to believe it's not because of the book. I mean, 50 pages would be a little harsh to put it down. It's like 600 pages. It would be a bit harsh. But yeah, I just wasn't in the mood to read them anymore. So it would be nice to continue. I did enjoy book 1. It took me by surprise because it was written in like 1990. And I feel like I just did a video where I was reading the books that you thought I was going to hate that I already owned. And it happens that a lot of fantasy written by male authors tend to be really sexist. And I'm so done. I have no more patience. Like, I don't even feel bad about it. And I don't feel the need to justify myself anymore, which is the great part about getting older. I don't care. I don't want to read about every female character being essayed. I don't think it's realistic. I don't think it's medieval inspired. Like, bish please, just because there's no electricity does not mean it's medieval. Anyway, clearly very done. But I read the first book and I didn't have any issues like that. And I'm hoping it's going to keep going in book 2. I've heard that eventually it gets a bit, hopefully not in book 2, because I enjoyed book 1, like I was saying. I feel like I got invested in characters. I feel like Matt, he's such a silly goose. I want to continue. That's where I was going with this. So I feel like I should find some favorites in here for sure. I mean, the first one, Stormlight Archive, should be automatically a 5-star. I would be shocked if it wasn't. Anyway, the one part where finding favorites is going to be a little bit more of a challenge, but it is now officially a challenge. Before the end of the year, I want to find one favorite mystery thriller. One, please. But seriously, I feel the last couple of years, I keep trying to read them, and it's been rough. I do have quite a few favorites on my shelf, like people that think I just hate them. That's not true. Look, Dark Matter, Recursion, there's Razorblade Tears. Like, so many of these I really enjoyed. Some even took me by surprise, like Wrong Place, Wrong Time. Did not think I was going to love it, and I loved it. So I'm hoping that we can find some more, and I don't know how I'm going to be titling my reading vlogs yet. Let me know if you have ideas in the comment section. I might do different kinds, like focusing on the ones I have on my shelf, maybe just buying brand new ones that I see great reviews. Like, I don't know yet what's going to happen. I just know I've been struggling. Actually, you know what? It's not me, okay? At this point, I'm convinced it's not me. I refuse to believe it's me. It's definitely the newest ones that have been coming out that just suck. That's my reason. I tried to listen to this one, Rootware One Perfect Couple, and I already want to punch someone. That sounds really violent. I am so not violent, but let me make you listen to the main male character. He's being whiny in that section. I mean, I was just at chapter 2, but let me.
It's just what we both need. For the holiday. It's not a holiday, is it? How long did you say this would take? 10 weeks? Starting when? Nico shrugged. It seems like they're in a hurry. Ari was asking.
Like, I half hate the character, half hate the narration. Like, what is that? No, I'm only 30 minutes into it and I pressed pause when I was getting ready. I'm like, I'm not listening to this anymore. This is her newest release. I was hoping. So we're going to focus on physical ones. So the first one is this one. This is Dark Corners, and I read book 1. Didn't know there was going to be a book 2, and then I noticed at the used bookstore, book 2. I was like, this is a sign. So I feel like chances are I might enjoy this one. And book 1 was told in an interesting format. I listened to that one as an audiobook because part of it was done on like a podcast, which audiobook was great for it. I don't know if it's going to keep going in this one or not. I'm not. Oh, yes. You can see it's a podcast again. So, I mean, that's fine. I'm very distracted today, but like floppy paperback. All of this to say, this is a good sign. She was doing like murder mystery crime kind of podcast. She went to that small town to follow one, but then solved another murder mystery. It was great. I enjoyed it. So I'm hoping that book 2 might also be great. And the next one, I have low hopes now because of you. The Perfect Marriage. I saw that it had good reviews. I got sucked in. This is my mistake. Sometimes I just look at like Goodreads, Amazon, whatever other websites that I see like the overall rating. And I should know by now that just because it has a high rating does not mean that I will enjoy it. But murder mystery, I'm hoping for the best. Worst case scenario, I will rant about it. So you get a review either way. So I do want to start trying to read some murder mysteries, some thrillers every month until, I don't know, November. We want to find one good one, please. I haven't been reading a lot this year so far, but we're getting it together. Also, we do have a classic to read on Patreon, which I have not picked up yet. So I have 2 months technically to read it, but Atonement, which I have never read, and I haven't seen the movie, and I missed like 90% of the spoilers, I'm pretty sure. Don't spoil it. But I know there's a girl, there's a boy, I think a little sister, and some drama. That's all I know. So I do want to read it. I want to watch the movie and love it, hopefully as much as everyone else. I think it's post World War II? Maybe? I was saying 1935, so I don't know. I'll keep you updated, but that's on my list, either for next month or the one after. And nonfiction. It is loosely one of my goals, once again, to read some nonfiction this year. It was one of my goals last 2 years, and I just didn't make it official, and that means I've been struggling now. But it's okay. From now on, I'm getting it together, and I do want to finish. I started a couple, I just haven't been finishing them. So the first one, actually, I left it downstairs, is Women Who Run with the Wolves, which I didn't know if it was going to be a little too new age for me or not, but maybe not. But I do like the idea of, this is a bunch of like stories of wild women. I'll get more into it whenever I do finish it, but I also would like to finish this one. This is Bullshit Jobs, which sounds really interesting. I started it, you can see, did not make it super far because I keep putting down nonfiction for some reason, but the concept is really interesting. It's about capitalism, really, and how like we all have, not all, but a lot of us have these like useless jobs that are just meant to waste our time. I feel like having a job that has like a really good purpose is definitely healthier mentally, but a lot of us don't have that. So I wanted to read the book about the topic because, again, I'm trying different topics and I find it really interesting. And I feel like nonfictions don't need to be boring. I don't think this one is going to be boring. I just need to. So yeah, I have a bunch. So we're going to figure it out and hopefully finish at least one this month, right? We can do that. One is not a lot. In audiobooks, I usually listen to quite a few and I like to share them with you because, you know, libraries are cool. But like I said, I have been struggling so hard with audiobooks. I have returned like so many. Like I started fledging, realized what the topic it was about, and I was like, absolutely not. I do want to read the book, but will not listen to that. I started the audiobook Odd Thomas because I wanted to try something by Dean Koontz. I've never read anything by him, and right in the beginning there's a big spoiler for another book and I was pissed, so I put it down. So I'm not too sure where to go with audiobooks. I have like a bunch from my library, but I think the problem is that the ones I really wanted to listen to, I still have like 11 plus weeks left. Like I keep hearing about the Ministry of Time and it's currently saying 12 weeks, so probably not during the month of August, but I want to listen to that. I have a few more mystery thrillers. So yeah, all of this to say, I don't know what I will be listening to in August. If you have suggestions, let me know. Maybe I'll just look what's available now, and if anything speaks to me, I'll try it because I have not been finishing many audiobooks. I think I've only finished like 1 or 2 in July, which is like nothing for me. So yeah, we're switching things up. We're hoping for the good vibes. We're hoping to, like I said, I'm going to be reorganizing part 2 of the bookcases. I'm really excited for it because I bought the one more bookshelf I needed, so we can do that. We can get it to a cute point because I'm really happy with the way this turned out. And like a lot of you told me that you liked the pink light, which the fact that it's an app is just so crazy to me, but pink? I feel like I only like the pink one. Which one is your favorite? Because blue doesn't, that green shade is not a cute green. Like, I feel like the pink one is the only pretty one. And, like, there's a wheel. I could technically, like, make it more purple. I did that the other day, and I thought it was cute. But, like, anyway. But I did redecorate a little bit here, and I want to do that on the other side. Although, I'm going to be honest, I feel like fantasy, which is mostly what you see on the other side, they're boring. Like, have you seen the spines? Why are they not colorful? I feel like fantasy could be any color, and they choose black or white. Why? I feel like people that read romance or contemporary, you have such cute spines. Like, that's what I want on my bookcases. Also, one of the first vlog for August is going to be about the New York Times list of like 100 best book, blah, blah, blah. A lot of you asked me if I had seen it because the first book is My Brilliant Friend, which is the series, the Neapolitan series that I love so much. So yes, I will do a reading vlog where I read a couple of them and I talk about all the ones I've read and if I like to list or not. So don't worry. Like I was saying, like I feel like August is going to be a really good month content-wise. I have great ideas. I'm also going to be doing more recommendations for fantasy. Like we're on a roll. We're on a roll. So I'm going to go back to sweating. I hope you enjoyed my TBR. Would love to hear what you guys are planning on reading in August. If you've read any of these, will I like them? Please tell me I will. Except this one, apparently. And that's going to be it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thumbs up, subscribe. I'll put more videos on the screen that I recommend you check out, including the video I was mentioning, the Read It on a Haul It, where I read some of the books that you told me I was going to hate, and my last book haul, if you want to tell me which book I should pick up next, because I would love to figure it out. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.